Let's introduce at this time our Vice President and Athletic Director, Brian Blair.
Good afternoon. These opportunities never get old to introduce somebody else to the Rocket family. It's always special, and I can remember every one of them distinctly, talking about the new additions and talking about where we're going, and it gives me goosebumps because I think our girls are in for a treat, and I'm really excited about why I'll be here today. I was telling Allie and her dad Steve earlier today, so I don't play golf a lot. But I got talked into playing a foursome tournament earlier today, and I was out on the golf course, but I told them I had to leave early. And I'm not kidding. I was playing the best golf of my entire life up until I had to leave early to get back here. But this is a priority, but we'll call that the Alli Green effect on my golf game, and hopefully everybody else's as well. I want to thank, first and foremost, our team. This has not been maybe conventional the way all this unfolded, right? We have some news probably a year ago now that our coach was pursuing a new opportunity and trying to figure out, okay, what's next and how do we make sure we're not sacrificing the experience for the young ladies, and they always have that opportunity to be successful. And I think for your trust, your patience throughout this process and really throughout this last year. It's not how maybe I would have mapped it out, but I think we ended up in the right spot, and I'm really excited about what the future holds. I want to thank Nicole Alderson, our Deputy COO, she had been the sport administrator for the sport of women's golf, and certainly part of the search process. Really appreciate her counsel throughout this search of looking at candidates, recruiting candidates, and trying to fight one. And then I want to thank Josh Dittman, our Senior Associate AD. Josh is now our sport administrator for both golf programs. I'm really excited for him to take on that role. I'm really excited for him to be a part of this search. And even the organization of today and the onboarding and getting everything and the attention to detail, I mean, just top-notch job. Appreciate you, Josh. So lastly, the reason why we're all here, to introduce Alli. And I think by this point, guys have probably figured out I kind of got a type when it comes to coaches, right? I think somebody that's been successful sitting in the seat before, if you can find that, I think that's a really good attribute to have, because I believe we're Toledo. And I believe oftentimes we can recruit the best and brightest from existing programs to be a part of our program. I think we've got something incredibly special to offer, and so excited to have that. And so you want somebody that's been a head coach before and had some success. I'd love to have somebody with roots to the Midwest or had experience in the Midwest. I'm not from the Midwest, but having been here for a handful of years now, I think what I've experienced is a really, really special place. A place that sometimes didn't match the outside expectations. It really exceeds the outside expectations. And that's what I found here. And then I think ties to Toledo if you have them, or having experienced Toledo and what it has to offer, or knowing distinctly what Toledo golf represents. I mean, to have one of the top courses in America be our home course right down the street, and this amazing golf community for what it is, and those other attributes, we've got something really special, really unique, something that we can leverage here for enhanced success. So really excited we found, again, all that and more going forward. So without further ado, I want to introduce our brand new head women's golf coach, Coach Alli Green.
Hello, everyone. I am going to attempt to get through this without getting emotional. I am an emotional person, so bear with me. It is with immense pride and gratitude that I accept this position as the head women's golf coach at the University of Toledo. This is more than just a professional milestone for me. This is a deeply personal milestone. I grew up in Ohio, and being back in my home state, being back with the values and the spirits that shaped me, feels like coming full circle. Ohio is where I first picked up a golf club. It is where I learned the true meaning of hard work, and it's also where I grew my love for the game of golf. First, I want to start with thanking the hiring committee of Brian and Nicole and Josh, your trust and belief in me. Your support throughout this process has been absolutely incredible, and I'm honored that you guys want me to be a part of this vision for this program. I also want to take a moment to thank two of the most important people in my life. First, my dad. Thank you so much for, there I go. Thank you for introducing me to the game of golf and instilling in me a love for this game. I also want to thank my husband. Unfortunately, he couldn't be here today. But his unwavering support throughout this whole process, the up and downs of this journey. Obviously, college athletics were really up and down, and he has been my foundation. He is always there. When I told him, hey, I'm going to go interview at Toledo, he's like, yes, let's do it. Let's go. This is going to be a great experience. Since arriving at Toledo, I've been overwhelmed by the warmth and support of the athletic staff. We had a dinner the other night, and I got home in the car, and I said, wow, this just feels like one big family. And it truly is one big family. Everyone is working super hard, but it's not just for their teams. They're working hard for everyone and working to build all of the teams, all of the programs. And that's really special. The kind of culture here is very rare, and I'm incredibly proud to be a part of it. As I step into this role, I'm filled with excitement about the future. I have the privilege of working with 6 incredibly talented young ladies, and I cannot wait to begin that chapter. And guess what? We're starting tomorrow. It's going to be a blast. We have a fresh start. We have a clean slate and endless possibilities ahead. I believe in each and every one of you. I believe in what we can accomplish together, and we're going to build a culture of excellence. We're going to build a culture of resilience and unity. The University of Toledo is a remarkable institution, and I'm proud to be a part of its legacy. The support from the university and the golf community alone is second to none. This clears that this is a place where student athletes are valued and where excellence is pursued with heart and integrity. Thank you again for this incredible opportunity. I am ready to get to work to grow this team and to make the Rocket community proud. Go Rockets! Where should I go from?
Bring these chairs right
Okay,
here.
perfect.
Okay, coming up now will be a Q&A with Coach. Mason, you ready?
I know you have learned what I've known since I graduated from here, and I graduated in 2011 from the University of Toledo and just kind of never left. So you are starting to learn what a lot of us know, which is just how special this university community is, and thank you to Paul Helgren for asking me to be a part of your introduction today. I think the best place to start when telling basically any story is at the beginning, and you alluded to this already. You grew up in the state of Ohio. Long before there was a Toledo head golf coach, Alli Green, there was a young golfer who became really passionate about the game. So if you could, take us through your origin story with the game of golf, where this passion comes from, and what it was about the game of golf that made you want to devote your professional life to it as well.
Yeah, of course. So it's actually a really funny story, and it's great that the man that started it is here. So he always tried to get me to play golf, and it was always a no. I hate golf. I don't want this. Don't make me. And one day we went on vacation, and my dad took my older brother to play golf, and something clicked in me. I got mad. I was not pleased that he was spending time
That's
with
golf, all right.
Yeah, he was spending time with Big Brother and not me, so I got really mad. So on the way home, I was like, hey, I'm going to try out for the golf team. And my dad's like, no, you're not. You don't have golf clubs. Like, you can't play golf without golf clubs. And I was like, well, get me golf clubs. Like, let's go. And I was awful, absolutely terrible at golf. It was rough for a very long time. And then I just got the bug. One thing led to another, and I fell in love. And then it just kept going I love shaping young lives. I love being able to help. And that was just the avenue that I went down.
You had a fantastic playing career. You've had a couple of really high-profile stops as a college head coach. As a college coach at Dayton, you were the head coach, and Abilene Christian most recently as an assistant, and coaching high school golf down in Southwest Ohio. What was it about this job and this city and this university that really stood out that made you think, this is where I want my next stop to be?
Yeah, I think obviously the history at Toledo with women's golf was huge for me. And then, how do you not just get excited to be able to say that Inverness is your home golf course, a top 50 in the top 50 in the world course that these girls get to go to whenever they want is awesome. And then seeing where the program was, I was really excited to be able to build from that and then to just continue to skyrocket this event or this program.
As Mr. Blair mentioned, maybe not how you would draw it up in terms of when you would hire that new head coach. You took over on May 9th, I believe, of this year. Not ideal timing necessarily. What kind of challenges did that present in terms of both filling out this roster, a small but mighty squad, I guess, of 6 young ladies, but also getting the schedule put together on kind of short notice?
Yeah, that was definitely tough. I had to hit the transfer portal really hard, and I did get 2 great transfers. There was already a young freshman that was already committed. So being able to get these girls to trust in me, obviously being able to pull the Inverness tie, and then being able to just to pull the vision of what I'm viewing and what I want to see, I think have really helped get them on board and get them excited. With the schedule piece, that's just all relationships. I actually was at an event with my previous team, and that previous team got invited to an event, and they were full, and I was like, hey, pick me, let me, like, I'm right here. And so it's just those relationships that you build with the other coaches and being able to have those and work with them to get into events. But we got very lucky to be able to move very fast and get people to believe in us.
I have to think there's kind of a reciprocal thing, too, where you can get Toledo into high-profile events by welcoming big schools and big-time programs to Inverness for the home event that you guys have every other year.
Yeah, that definitely helps a lot. I didn't run into that a ton this year just because I was so late to the game.
Sure.
But that is definitely something that I'm going to lean into moving with years forward, to be able to use those reciprocals to get into big events.
Can you kind of put into context, having been around the college game at a couple of different places, just how impressive Inverness Club is as a college home course?
Oh gosh, I mean, it's second to none. I don't think any school has a course like this. I would say maybe 5 other universities in the nation have something quite as nice as Inverness.
Let's talk about your recruiting philosophy a little bit, because for all the sports that I cover for the University of Toledo on our ESPN platforms, golf and tennis are 2 really interesting ones to me, because you talk to so many other coaches in so many other sports, and you might hear them say, I want to win the state of Toledo, so to speak, from a recruiting standpoint. It's so critical that you get players in your own backyard. It's like that so often in baseball and in softball, football, basketball, etc. Golf, tennis, and some others has a truly international reach, and this is a really international squad. You've got 6 players from 6 different countries, which is really, really cool. In the long view, what's kind of your recruiting philosophy? How important is it to kind of tether together a squad of some local players, some from the Midwest, and then to pull others from all over the world?
Yeah, I think it's really important. In my interview process, I want to win the Ohio War. I want to get all of the best players out of Ohio. I want to beat the Ohio State. I want to beat the Cincinnati. I want to get those great Ohio players. But then I also just want to get great players that are from wherever. I mean, look at this squad. We've got 6 countries here. So I'm not afraid to go internationally and get the best players that I can get. And then I also want to recruit hardworking players. I want them to want to work hard. I don't want to hold their hand. I think I told them in our meeting yesterday, I'm not going to hold your hand. I'm not going to tell you to go practice. I want you to work hard. And then I just want all around just good people. Good people are fun to be around. Others, not so much fun to be around. So we want to just have those good people so that we can have a good time and have a good experience for them.
I've got one last question for you. Obviously, it's been a whirlwind couple of months for you since getting the job. What would make this a successful year 1 of the Alli Green era of Toledo women's golf?
Well, we have a squad, so I think that's successful.
That's a good first step.
Yeah, when I was hired, we didn't have a full squad. So, but I think just doing our best. I would really like to see our ranking improve, but ranking's not everything. Top 3 in the MAC, I think, is our biggest goal this year. We talked about that last night with our goal setting, and obviously we want to win. So if we can win an event, let's do it. I think that'd be a blast.
All right, Coach Green, everybody.